And today we're going to be doing another Gen Z review by Gibson is the name and education is the game. She is also an educator, and I am extremely grateful for the information that she is giving us and gives me regularly. So today's topic is why Gen Z does not dream. This one is big.
They don't dream of things like we did when we were young. What they want is money. I start
Facts.
second quarter of high school with my sophomores, asking them to go big in their heads. Like, dream your biggest dream. Is your dream to be signed with the NFL, win America's Got Talent, get a full ride scholarship for a university, become the first brain surgeon at the age of 18, win NASCAR? And I do this for a specific project, but whatever. Over the years, these answers have given me a lot of insight as to what's going on with a generation. 10 years ago, everybody talked about wanting to go to college or wanting to get into an internship, and that was really a focus. 5 years ago, it felt like so many people wanted to be doctors and nurses. I think that maybe had something to do with the pandemic, but the last 5 years have been awfully rough on our young people.
Facts.
They are growing up now during a time.
Before Gibson even jumps in, she's working with high school sophomores. I work with college students. I've been working with college students for over 10 years now. So this 10-year span that she's talking about, they're funneling from her over to me. When you're working with college students, these are usually the higher performing students in a batch of kids. You got to think about it. What's the percentage of high school students that go to college, right? So I get that percentage. So these are usually the more ambitious students, or the students with some more drive or intellect, whatever the case may be. The dreams and the careers that I've been working with students to try to push them towards, they have been changing, just as she has said. I think that, as Gibson stated, the educational dreams, there was a lot of biology students coming in trying to follow that path, which is extremely tough. Before that, there was a lot more creativity when I first got to the job, and people wanted to do extravagant things. As Gibson is saying, these last 5 years, post-pandemic, have been brutal, especially when it comes to the dreaming aspect and goal orientation.
Time where the youngest of Gen Z, who are just getting in through high school, are the ones who are really seeing a world that does not have a lot of hope in it. And it's showing in their answers. Instead of dreaming of accomplishing things, instead they have things like, I won $2 billion. I won the lottery. I just won a new truck. I won the lottery. I won the lottery for $2.5 billion. I got $100 million. I won $1 million on Family Feud. There's a handful of kids in there who said things like, I wanted to cure cancer, or I got drafted into a certain team. But the majority of them were all about getting money quickly.
Getting money and getting money quickly is the number one motivator for Gen Z. And it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts because getting money takes hard work. It takes effort. And if you're not going to work hard, then you got to work smart. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is work. And what was it that Gibson was saying here? I won the lottery. Everything is about chance. And this generation is being raised that, put yourself at the right place at the right time, and a bag of money is going to land on your lap. And that shit is not real. It's not real. It's so hard for me when I have to work with college students and I'm like, what do you want to do? I want to be a millionaire. I hear that all the time. All the time, every day. I don't know, but I want to be a millionaire. And I got to look at them like, do you think that being a millionaire is just like a super suit that you put on? You think you're going to put this shirt on and become a millionaire? Do you think that's how it works? It's not how it works. It's not real life. So I'm going to tell you one of my teaching tactics. I like to tell students, there's 2 things you need to focus on to succeed in your life. And number 1 is, what do you love? And number 2 is, what are you good at? Pretty straightforward. I say that to everybody. You could love the NBA. You could love and want to be a basketball player. But you're 5'4". You're not making it to the NBA. I'm sorry. Somebody needs to tell you. Right? But what are you good at? I'm good at coding. So I'll tell the student, if you're good at coding and you love the NBA, why don't you become a statistician for the NBA? Why don't you use what you're good at and align that with what you love? That's how you reach success. That is how I counsel my students. But the problem that I'm running into is they don't love anything. And they're not good at anything either. So it's like I spend half of my time trying to hone one of those two avenues. And it's hard, man. Because I'm getting them as college students. At least when you're getting them as high school students, they're still moldable. They still have passion. But when I'm getting them, they're already jaded by society. It's so exhausting. I know educators, I feel y'all, man. We're on the same page.
For our young people to dream of doing something and being successful at something in this world. Absolutely. And instead, what they see is exactly what the adults of the world have offered them, which is the only way you can survive is to have a lot of money. Forget hope, forget dreams, just get cash. And I am so disappointed. Not in these kids, but in us as an older society. Absolutely. Who have built a world that's all kids can dream about. Absolutely. So one, adults, this is my call to you to do better.
Do better.
Hopes and dreams. And Gen Z, I need you to know there is still hope in the world and that chasing what you really love is worthwhile. And drinking your water is a good idea too. Facts. They don't dream.
Disappointment in the older society is what got us here. It is. You know, I'll even throw myself in there as a millennial. I think that as a millennial, of course, my generation could do more, but we're stepping into that avenue right now. But man, older generation, with love, I know that y'all were doing the best that y'all could with what y'all had. I understand. I also know that the world was a completely different place when you were coming up. And having the little that you had was good. But we cannot lie that this is now the effect of the actions of your generation and before. Everything, this is all the trickle effect. This is all generational trauma. But now we're at the point now where that trauma is showing. There is a crater that is forming around us as a society. Our younger generation do not have goals. They do not have dreams. And everything is just about money, 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 because the older generation has made it about money, money, money. This is just a sad reality that we're in. And so for myself, as a millennial, I'm stuck between both. I know that money is essential. And I've already learned through my life experiences that my dreams did not get me that money. There was no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There wasn't. But you know who can see that clearly? Gen Z, bro. Gen Z can see that they see there is no fucking rainbow. There's no rainbow. That is just clouds and sunlight. They don't even look up at the rainbow. They're looking down at their phones. Bro, as a society, we have failed. At least this generation. And I appreciate what Gibson is saying about Gen Z. There's another, it is worth chasing your dreams, for sure. But I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm not an optimist. I'm a realist. So unless we start changing shit, nothing is going to change. And that's why I have my channel. That is why we are here today. That is why I appreciate you watching this video. And I would ask for you to comment and we can strategize on things that we can do. But I'm letting you know, nothing changes if nothing changes. And this is me getting in the ring to try to fight for Gen Z and for future generations. I'm going to let y'all know, man, we got to do better. Gibson, again, thank you for all of your amazing work. I truly appreciate you. And for everybody that tuned in, I appreciate you making it to this point and caring and giving a fuck. It means a lot. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Peace.